What's going on, y'all? This 85 Sports Talk, and I'm right back at y'all with the recap of the Crawford versus Madrimov fight. First, I just want to say, like, on the overall card, it was a pretty good it was a great card. Like I said, one of the best I've seen in years. And again, shout out Turkey Al-Sheikh for making these fights happen. Because he's not, trying to matchmake or do politically correct shit. It's not tailor-made matchups. He's simply just throwing the bag out there and putting guys together that's in the same weight classes, and that's making for putting the boxing shit at the forefront, man. And shout out to him, and I think he's just going to continue to grow the sport, help the sport out a lot. So that's very appreciated from me as a fan to Turkey. So with the first fight, Moran versus Andy Cruz, and yeah, man, it was a great fight in my opinion. Cruz dealt with some adversity in the fourth round. He got clipped. But he kept his composure and continued on with the fight. And I noticed Moran's height and length was giving him problems earlier on, but he did manage to, figure some things out, especially like with his punch placement, defense, and timing. It was on point. And yeah, man, he ended up getting an 8th round stoppage. As I predicted. Yeah, man. So Andy Cruz, man, I just want to say, like, he is one hell of a talent. Again, that big amateur pedigree don't matter if that was his fourth fight. He came out and displayed a lot of composure. He got a lot of experience. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing him in the near future. Sure, he'll probably get one more fight in this year, and like I said, next year I strongly believe he'll be fighting for a title real soon. And with David Morrell versus Kalajic, I hope I'm saying it right. I don't want to be trying to butcher people's names, but overall, it wasn't that great of a fight. But David Morrell, that's his first fight at 175 for the WBA title. And I would say at 175 for him to move up that other weight class, he definitely showed a lot of speed, but the power wasn't there. He couldn't hurt his opponent. He hurt him a couple of times, but it wasn't like devastating, especially like at 168. But I think over time, he'll get stronger and just be a better 175 pounder. He a big guy at 6'1", so overall a pretty good performance. Definitely showed a very good boxing ability. Shout out to him for winning that title. Stepping up first time at 175, getting the victory. The 175 division is definitely gonna be a division to look out for. Like I said, like in the early 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, the light heavyweight division, it's definitely got its appeal back. And yeah, so Jared Anderson versus Barcole. Very disappointing outcome, for the home state guy, Jared Anderson. He ended up getting stopped in the 5th round, I believe. Yeah, man, Barcole, he just a strong guy, man. He displayed a lot of skills in there for his size. Jared Anderson definitely made a lot of mistakes. I thought he should have boxed a little more, moved around more, did more body work, I think that would have been way more effective for his game plan. He just didn't have the strength to keep Barclay off of him. I do think it was a shootout for like a few rounds, but again, that power, he couldn't keep the big fella off of him, man. And Barclay, with the impressive KO, and I could see why he was dubbed the most avoided heavyweight in the game. With the young guy Jared Anderson, the next great heavyweight potentially. One loss don't define your career. I do like his positivity, positive body language after taking his first loss. He acknowledged mistakes. Hopefully he can learn from them. And, go back in the gym and continue to work on his game, man. It ain't over. It's a lot to learn from that fight. And we'll see what happens in his career. So I don't know, man. Barclay, man, it's some heavyweights out there for him. Hopefully somebody, give him another shot, a big shot. Definitely well deserved, taking out the best young heavyweight in the game, Anderson. Shout out to Barclay again. And Andy Ruiz versus Jarrell Miller. It wasn't that great of a fight, but the outcome was definitely wild as fuck, in my opinion. For them to give that fight a draw was crazy to me. I thought Jarrell Miller, I had Andy Ruiz winning the fight, but Jarrell Miller, he had a very impressive performance. One thing that I said Jarrell Miller may lack is stamina, endurance, and he showed both, man. He had a great game plan. He stuck to it. I thought he edged the win out. And they talking about rematch. I don't think anybody want to see a rematch of that fight. But we'll see what happens with both guys' careers as they trying to get momentum back. And the co-main event, Rayo versus Isaac Cruz. It was a very good fight. And I had Cruz winning. But Rayo, man, he displayed a great game plan. He boxed incredibly, in my opinion. Used good range and distance. Defense was great. Taking on the pressure well. Isaac, he couldn't get his game plan going, and he just threw that shit out the window. It was just, head hunting, just throwing wild punches, and Rayo with the impressive victory. I do think the winner of that fight will fight Tank. That's just my opinion. Which fans probably more than likely don't want to see it, but I just think it's inevitable to happen. So we'll see what happens going forward. And again, shout out to Rayo, Cruz defending his title, 140-pound WBA title for the first time. And taking the L, man. So it wasn't a good performance for him. We'll see what happens with his career, moving forward, as he made a name off of taking Tank to the distance. Rayo, we'll see what happens with him in the future. I think he is a great boxer, and it's good that he back on track from taking that controversial L from Coburg. And the main event, man, Bud versus Madrimov. It's a lot of, in my opinion, it's a lot of hating going on with Bud, man. It's kind of crazy. Bud moving up in his fourth weight class, his first fight at 154, versus Madrimov defending his WBA title. The interim WBO title was on the line as well. And Crawford ended up, getting a unanimous decision, which I said it was definitely wasn't a close fight. I hear robbery, which is crazy as fuck to me. because the whole entire fight, Crawford was taking away Madrimov's great attributes, which was setting up, throwing the big shots. Like he neutralized the hell out of Madrimov. Bud's game plan was great in my opinion, and a lot of people were saying Bud didn't look strong. I don't know what the hell people were looking at. He definitely hurt Madrimov several times, and Madrimov held him. So he couldn't, keep continuing to, get that pressure on him to get him out of there. But Madrimov, his game plan wasn't that good, man. He was really just trying to bait Bud with the feints and trying to have Bud come in, and Bud wasn't doing that shit, man. Bud was he was on top of his game. He was razor sharp, laser focused. Bomac had a great game plan going in there for Bud. Bud definitely neutralized him with the jab in the southpaw stance. It was a southpaw stance that was very calculated and smart, because he wasn't opening himself up, for them shots as much. He did take some shots, which let me know Bud definitely got a chin and can handle the 154. And Madrimov was the toughest opponent at this moment for Bud. So, but with that being said, I was impressed with Madrimov's performance. He definitely showed why, he is one of the top guys in the division. He's definitely got a bright future. And yeah, man, I'm gonna continue to give Bud his flowers for the weight division champion, 2-time undisputed. We're gonna see what happens with the Fundora situation. So I'm looking forward to him. And man, again, shout out to Turkey, man, for putting that great card on. And I appreciate everybody, the subscriptions, the views, the likes. And I'm gonna hit y'all back real soon, man. And shout out to Corporate Light. We out here, and I'm out. Peace.